Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Kody and Robin's scandalous photo from sister wives turns into a $5,000 plus painting for a mansion? Robin and Kody's lurid photo turns into a painting worth over $5,000? It was evident that Kody Brown was in love with Robin Brown shortly after she joined the Sister Wives cast. It was awkward since he was different around his current lady than he was with his first three wives. In addition, he kissed Robin to seal their engagement, which was quite contentious. In addition, he was kissing her while his third wife was in labor at the hospital. The Poly family disintegrated as a result of Kody spending more time with Robin and her 5 children throughout the years. They're playing by their own rules now that it's just Kody and Robin and their 5 kids. This involves decorating their new house with expensive artwork. Nevertheless, they decided to have their engagement photo transformed into a $5,000 unique painting, and the artist stated as follows. "I'm thrilled to present this enormous work at last. It was the biggest, priciest work I had ever made, and it took months to complete. It is known as the Love Psalm and is obviously a copy of the picture of the couple that was displayed in their house. Robin is leaning sensuously against Kody as he leans against his white roadster. This was highly shocking because the former polygamist never displayed that level of intimacy with his other wives. Robin Brown's present to Kody is equally as spectacular as this sister wives image. She blended herself and her 5 children with an old family photo of Kody and his kids. She then transformed it into a painting that would make it appear as though he had always been their father. He adopted them 4 years after Robin joined the family, therefore that was untrue." The history. The artist, Crystal Brown, described how Kody Brown approached her and requested this painting for his anniversary. She mentioned that during their relationship and proposal, she listened to the music they performed. She also described how he took Robin to an art show and said they are full of love. But in reality, it was a means of giving her the priciest painting she had ever created. Fans did not care that the Sister Wives duo was astounded by the artwork produced. $5,000 for a picture, but no funds for Isabel's surgery. Okay, so that's where Kody's priorities are. Unfortunately, the artist mistakenly believed that she was commemorating love when, in fact, she was celebrating greed, infidelity, selfishness, and everything else that isn't truly related to the word love. And where is the memorial picture of his son? In the garage, yes. Do you believe the couple's $5,000 purchase of this picture was necessary? Tell us and tune in to TLC's Sister Wives on September 28. Kody Brown's carefully constructed patriarchal empire, a spectacle once broadcast to millions on the TLC series Sister Wives, has reached its most dramatic and legally concrete climax yet with the revelation of a secret court order that not only bans him from the disputed Coyote Pass property for life but permanently severs his legal claim to it, effectively dismantling the foundational dream that was to unite his fractured family. This isn't merely a plot twist in a long-running reality television saga, it is the final, judicial nail in the coffin of the plural marriage experiment he led for over 3 decades, a harsh legal judgment that exposes the profound personal and financial schisms festering beneath the surface of the family's public narrative. The order, issued from the quiet authority of a judge's chambers and shielded from public view until now, lays bare a reality far more stark than any televised argument. Kody Brown is not just a man who lost 3 of his 4 wives, he is a figure deemed so disruptive, so potentially volatile, or so legally untenable by the very system that once granted him ownership, that a lifetime ban was deemed the only path to permanent resolution and peace for the remaining parties. The story of Coyote Pass is, in microcosm, the story of the Brown family itself, a venture begun with soaring, almost mythical ambition, only to be bogged down in a quagmire of unresolved conflict, bitter resentment, and disastrous financial planning. Purchased in a moment of collective optimism as the family's future homestead in Flagstaff, Arizona, the sprawling, arid parcels of land were to be the ultimate manifestation of Kody's vision: individual homes for each wife, a shared central park for the children, a permanent testament to their unique and enduring unity. Instead, it became the family's most contentious asset, a multi-acre symbol of their inability to agree, to compromise, or to move forward together. The initial failure to even parcel out the lots amicably, a storyline that dragged across multiple seasons, was a glaring red flag. It revealed not just logistical hurdles but deep-seated inequities in how Kody managed his family's finances and affections, with wives like Christine feeling sidelined and their interests undervalued long before they mustered the courage to leave. This latent dysfunction erupted into open warfare following the cataclysmic departures of Christine, Janelle, and Mary. What was once a complex but shared investment became a legal and emotional battleground. Janelle, in particular, who had invested a significant portion of her financial resources into the property with the expectation of building a home, found herself stranded, financially entangled with an ex-Barthead whose vision had shrunk to include only himself and his sole remaining wife, Robin. The specifics of the dispute that led to the draconian court order remain partially shrouded, but the outcome speaks volumes. A judge does not issue a lifetime ban over a simple property line disagreement or a civil dispute between co-owners. Such an extreme measure is typically reserved for situations involving credible threats, harassment, a profound and irremediable breakdown in communication, or a legal finding that one party's presence constitutes a nuisance or a danger to the peace and enjoyment of the others. It suggests that the conflict escalated far beyond hurt feelings and into a realm where the law needed to intercede to protect the safety, rights, and well-being of Janelle and the other parties involved. The exposure of this secret order is the final act of demystification for Kody Brown. The man who once presented himself as the benevolent leader of a complex but loving tribe, the architect of a unique and fulfilling lifestyle, now stands legally defined as a persona non grata on the very land that was to be his legacy. The title patriarch has been replaced by a court-mandated label, banned for life. This legal judgment utterly dismantles the last vestiges of his control and authority. Coyote Pass, the name itself evoking a tricky, unpredictable animal known for surviving in contested spaces, is no longer his to scheme over, to promise to one wife or another, or to use as a tool to manage his family's dynamics. The dream of a united compound is dead, and the land itself has been legally weaponized to enforce his permanent exile from it. For the wives who left, particularly Janelle, this ruling represents a hard-won victory and a devastating indictment of the man they once loved. It is their safety and their claim to the asset that the court has prioritized and protected. It validates their decision to exit a situation they ultimately found financially precarious and emotionally toxic. They can now, presumably, move forward with dividing, selling, or developing the land without the specter of Kody's interference or his chaotic influence looming over every decision. For Mary, who lingered on the periphery for years in a state of emotional limbo, the order is a final confirmation that every tether to the old life has been severed. There is no physical homestead to pine for, no geographic center to the family that no longer exists. The court has legally formalized what she emotionally realized years ago: there is no going back. And then there is Robin, the wife often perceived as the ultimate insider, the beneficiary of Kody's diverted affections and resources. Even this ruling implicates her, perhaps not directly, but in its totality. The property was meant to be for all the wives, and now her legal claim to it is likely intertwined with that of a husband who is forbidden from setting foot on it. The dream she bought into, of being the favored wife in a thriving plural family, has curdled into sharing a monogamous marriage with a man publicly and legally humiliated, his assets diminished and his reputation in tatters. The victory of having Kody to herself is revealed to be a Pyrrhic one, one at the cost of everything else. Ultimately, the exposure of the lifetime ban is more than a sensational headline, it is a profound legal and symbolic reckoning. It illustrates that the consequences of the Brown family's collapse are not confined to the realm of reality television story arcs or social media speculation. They have been adjudicated in a court of law, with the full force of the state rendering a final, unappealable verdict on Kody Brown's relationship to his family's future. Coyote Pass is no longer his. The title is not just transferred, it is annulled, his connection to it legally erased as definitively as his marriages have been dissolved. This order doesn't just sell a lot, it sells a story, the true story of a patriarch whose leadership proved so destructive that the only way to find peace was to ban him for life. The land remains, but Kody Brown's dream for it, and the family it was meant to sustain, is gone forever, leaving behind only the stark, uncontestable words of a judge's order as its epitaph.